there's one more thing I'd like to talk about. We, as of today, NCAA players are allowed to make money off of their name, image, and likeness.
Yes.
So that's a huge step. I hope that this is also something that can help them in a hockey aspect. Allow for more freedom of moving back and forth between CHL and NCAA, because I think there's our players that are playing in NCAA or playing in the CHL that would love to go down to the NCAA because it might help them with their development, let alone getting some schooling, but they can't because they play in the CHL. So I hope that this is the start of opening that door up a little bit, and as well as it's a fantastic change so that there are as student athletes that can actually make money and instead of having to rely on just food stamps and everything, because there are unfortunately athletes that have to do that, especially when they're not on the bigger the bigger platform sports like football and basketball and especially female athletes as well.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything Sean said just there. Now, to start off this, I don't think that I'm going out on a limb with saying that, anybody that does their homework on the NCAA knows it's not like the most politically correct organization in the world. They have a long history of being corrupt and basically making money and making millions and if not billions of dollars on the backs of these athletes that give everything. Now, I understand the argument on the one side where you could say, hey, these athletes are getting, compensation in terms of their scholarships and stuff, but a lot of athletes aren't. Some athletes are walk-on athletes, or some athletes are, like you said, struggling to make ends meet. To me, it's ridiculous that, even if you are giving a scholarship to a player or something like that, that they cannot make money off of their own likeness. Meaning, if they want to wear a red T-shirt instead of a Texas Longhorns T-shirt and go and sign autographs and say, hey, I'm, whomever, I'm this player, I'm just signing autographs with my name and not any of my logo or my team or anything to do with the NCAA, they can't do that because they're under rights from the NCAA. There's been a long-standing tradition in the NCAA of basically exploiting players and exploiting the student athletes and just making insane, absurd amounts of money off of their names. And it's come high time that, they kind of band together and they say enough is enough. And, and we're not talking about players making millions, because before this, anybody will tell you, if you do homework at all, a lot of players and especially high caliber athletes in the Big Four, they would take bribes. They would take bribes from the school to play for the school because they know that a lot of these players are in financial positions where, they have to pay their mom's mortgage and they're not financially well off. And a big school can convince somebody, hey, come sign over here. We'll put $25,000 in your mom's bank account so she can pay off her mortgage, but we're going to keep it all hush hush and you just have to play for us. That stuff happens all the time, and it's a huge cover up. I'm sure I'm not saying anything that anybody that follows it with any degree of regularity doesn't already know. And hopefully by allowing these student athletes to make money off of their own likeness, if they want to go do a Gatorade commercial as a student athlete in NCAA, you can't. You can't make money off of that. The NCAA is going to take all the money from that commercial or whatever. So that's why you don't see it. Now you're giving the student athlete the opportunity to make money off of their own name, not saying hey, I'm, blah, blah, blah from, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. No, they're just saying I'm blah, 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 and I'm a quarterback in the NCAA, and this is, my thing. So I think it's a great moment in sports. I think it's high time that this change happened, and I hope that we see more changes in the future when it comes to student athletes, and not only in the United States and the NCAA, but also in Canada here, right? and still seeing the progression and more rights go out to these athletes that are struggling to make ends meet and follow their dreams.
Well, it's also like, speaking of treading lightly and what we're thinking about today, that has also been a racial equality issue as well, because it's been the Black community that has been the ones that are having to fight for those scholarships. White athletes have been easily getting those scholarships for years, and there's been a lot of Black athletes that have not. So that's also part of. Yeah, I agree with everything that has been said there for sure. And but that even, we're going a little longer than I thought, but that even in hockey, I think sort of the approach of how we've looked at it. I did an interview with Joe Whitbread who has his own social media company in Red Deer. Just how hockey is like, it's been about the front of the chest, not the back of the chest, and sort of how they've allowed branding and social media. I think that's something worth a bit of a deep dive into as well. So, not allowing people to be individuals, even though they are, and even though they're representing a hockey team and putting in their efforts. And am I making sense?
Crystal clear.
Yeah, crystal clear. Okay. Anything else?
Happy Bobby Bonilla Day.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's true. No, New York. Yes.
He's in year
37?
Year 20 of his buyout, where today he gets another $1.19 million, and he's going to be paid that to every July 1st till 2035.
What a life.
What?
Good as it.
Yeah, he's going to be getting paid over $1 million a year until he's 72 years old. Now, just throwing that out there. Do you guys think that the Mets should be charged with cap circumvention, or how does that work?
I don't even know. I don't even know what the cap or whatever it is goes on with the MLB yet. So
they don't have a cap.
No, they have a luxury
tax.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. How do we follow everyone?
I am BeardyConnect03 on Twitter.
I am GordHowe09 on Twitter.
I am radio_God, GAUD on Twitter.
Tyler, TNOBLE. Chris is Schneidz, SCHNEIDZ. I am KEVOLE. Podcast_hockey. Facebook.com, The Hockey Podcast. YouTube.com, The Hockey Podcast. Subscribe there, like us there, share our stuff. We have some clips up as well, so go check out our stuff. We will be back either Saturday or Sunday, as of yet undetermined, to recap Game 3, the first Stanley Cup final game since 2011 in a Canadian market, the first Stanley Cup final game in Montreal since 1993. It'll be an exciting time. Thanks, everyone. Be well, and we will talk to you all very soon. Bye for now.